The war in Ukraine has demonstrated the use of some very interesting tactics, especially by the Ukrainians. From integrating Western weapons and Soviet-era fighters to using kamikaze boats like Magura V5 to hit Russian naval assets, the Ukrainians have shown great ingenuity. A new methodology is being brought to the battlefield to counter Russian aerial force. Ukrainian drone operators are increasingly taking the fight to the Russian helicopters operating over and around the battlefield by intercepting them with first-person view or FPV drones. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Ukraine is taking out multi-million-dollar Russian attack helicopters with FPV drones. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. A viral video circulating on social media captures a Ukrainian drone attacking a Russian Mi-28 HAVOC attack helicopter. The footage, taken from the drone itself, shows the unmanned aerial vehicle approaching the helicopter from the left rear, then maneuvering around the tail to position itself for a collision with the Mi-28's tail rotor, located at the end of the tail boom on the right-hand side. Targeting the tail rotor in this manner appears to be a calculated move for maximum impact. The video feed cuts off shortly after this maneuver, leaving the outcome uncertain. The abrupt loss of the feed suggests that the drone either struck the helicopter or detonated if it was armed with a warhead. Although the Mi-28 is built with battlefield survivability in mind, any damage to the tail rotor would likely end the mission and could result in the helicopter's total loss. The tail rotor's function is to counteract the torque generated by the main rotors, which spin either clockwise or counterclockwise. If the tail rotor fails, the helicopter will start spinning in the opposite direction of the main rotor. In the best-case scenario, the pilot would need to enter auto-rotation and attempt an emergency running landing. In the worst case, the failure could lead to a crash or even a mid-air breakup. The lower and slower the helicopter is flying when it loses its tail rotor, the less chance the pilot has to recover. Ukrainian sources indicate that an FPV drone operated by the M2 unit of the Security Service of Ukraine (SBU) successfully downed the Mi-28. The Kyiv Post, citing SBU sources, reports that the helicopter was struck by the drone over the Kursk region in southwest Russia. Additionally, at least one Russian social media account has acknowledged that the Mi-28 was hit by a Ukrainian drone, forcing it to make an emergency landing. The MiL Mi-28, NATO reporting name HAVOC, is a Soviet, all-weather, day-night military tandem, 2-seat anti-armor attack helicopter. It's widely considered to be the direct Russian counterpart to the American Boeing AH-64D Apache Longbow. This is a new generation attack helicopter that functions as an air-to-air and air-to-ground partner for the Mi-24 Hind and Ka-50 Hokum. It has a maximum speed of 320 km per hour or 200 miles per hour and a range of 435 kilometers or 270 miles. It's noteworthy that the Mi-28 is heavily armored and was designed from the very beginning to be rugged and survive, more so than its compatriot, the Kamikaze Ka-52 Alligator or Hokum B, which has the reputation of being relatively fragile. It has energy-absorbing landing gear and seats, so the crew can endure a vertical fall of up to 12 meters per second, as well as a fully armored cabin, including the windshield, which withstands 7.62 and 12.7 millimeter armor-piercing bullets and 20 millimeter shell fragments. The Mi-28 is equipped with a chin-mounted NPPU-28 turret and a 30mm automatic Shapunov 2A-42 autocannon. The standard missile armament of the Mi-28 is the supersonic 9M120 Attacker V missile, which uses radio beam riding guidance. 2 racks can each carry 8 Attacker missiles, giving a total of 16 missiles. Technically speaking, it's one of the most potent aerial assets in Russia's armory, and each of these costs about $18 million, depending on the configuration. There has been one confirmed instance of a Russian helicopter being successfully attacked by a drone, along with several videos showing close calls. A Russian Mi-8 AMT-SH HIP helicopter crashed near Donetsk city on July 31st, and Russian sources report it was downed by a Ukrainian one-way Kamikaze drone. The Russian Mi-8 loss would be the first known successful drone attack on an airborne helicopter. However, the increasing frequency of such incidents indicates that drones are now being employed as a deliberate strategy against Russian helicopters. Ukrainian journalist Yuri Butazov shared the Mi-28 video on his Telegram channel, describing it as the second attack on an enemy manned aircraft in the last week using a Ukrainian interceptor drone, though he noted that the outcome for the aircraft and its crew remains uncertain. Meanwhile, Russian military bloggers report that up to 3 helicopters, a Ka-52, an Mi-8, and an Mi-28 have been destroyed during the Kursk incursion. Claims on the Russian 13th Telegram channel suggest that all 3 helicopters were brought down using FPV drones. The fact is that for a helicopter, a small maneuvering drone is a pretty hard target to neutralize with kinetic means. Electronic warfare like signal jamming may be the most effective way. It's unclear if Russian helicopters have that kind of capability or if those can be added in the future. It's troubling for Russia that Ukraine is able to improvise and develop these kind of asymmetric warfare strategies. There's also another aspect to this, the economics. Even if many of these drones are used for taking out one Russian helicopter, it's still a big win. A drone like this could be $4,000, which makes it 4,500 times cheaper than an asset like Mi-28. It remains to be seen how Russia responds to this scenario.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.